Hello, my name is Sabra Booth, and I'm adjunct faculty in fine arts here at Palo Alto College in San Antonio, Texas. And I am in the Ozuna Library and Learning Center, where I have an art exhibition entitled Herbal Traces, Medicinal Plants of South Central Texas. So we're facing due west right now, and this is the dwarf palmetto. And the plants that I'm depicting are found on this campus. And this particular plant is being researched a lot right now for its uses with benign prostate enlargement. Also, I grew up partially on the beaches of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, so I have a special affection for palms. So we're facing the south side of the library, and behind me is the dandelion piece. An aspect of this project was to highlight common plants that we don't pay much attention to. And dandelions are everywhere, but they have powerful medicinal abilities. They're associated with detoxification of the body, especially the gastrointestinal system. And recently they're being researched for their antidepressant effects. So you can see that there's a shadow cast onto the front of the panel, and that shadow is coming from a stencil that's been intricately cut and is on the back of the frame. The front of the frame I paint usually monochromatically with using special inks and some watercoloring gouache. So we're still facing the south side of the library, and this piece is Turk's cap, which is a plant that is used especially in Mexico as a skin emollient, so it's helpful with conditions like eczema. It also grows everywhere in San Antonio, and it has this lovely complementary color interaction with the yellow-green leaves and then the scarlet twirling blossoms. So this piece is very saturated in hue, and the paints that I'm using on all of these are actually printmaking inks called Aqua Color that Speedball carries, and they're very saturated with pigments and light fast. Some of them I do some watercolor and gouache on as well. So we're still on the south side of the library, and the piece behind me is Lowry's Legacy Sage, and it was named after a famed botanist who was instrumental in saving many native Texas plants, including sage. Sage has the medicinal properties of helping brain health, like brain trauma, and cognition. It's also just a pleasant aroma to have in your home. And in choosing the colors to paint this, I framed it with like a phthalo green and then lavender. And on our campus, we have gorgeous bushes with many of these lavender blossoms. So we're now facing the north side of the library, and behind me is the Texas persimmon. And this is the only plant I depicted that is fruiting. So you can see the fruit goes from yellow-green and then radically changes as it ripens to a deep, dark black purple. So the Texas persimmon, the bark is used to make a tea that can help with sore throats, toothaches, and I considered my own personal family history also in my choice of plants, looking at what genetic predispositions that we have. So all art, even if it's not readily apparent, is personal. We're now facing the east side of the library, and behind me is the evening primrose. It's a delicate, lovely little flower that blossoms all over San Antonio during the spring. But don't be deceived. It may look fragile, but it has powerful uses, especially for women's health relative to menstruation and postmenopause. I would like to add that This exhibition has been funded by the Alice Kleberg Reynolds Foundation, as well as the City of San Antonio Arts and Culture Department Individual Artist Grant 2024. So as you can see behind me, there's a display of books relative to herbal medicines. And were gracious enough to set that up. And I've always been really interested in nature and ecology since I was a child. My mother was a hospital administrator, so I grew up in doctor's offices, and that's part of this project. There's another part of the exhibition that is actually at a local clinic, the San Antonio Vascular and Endovascular Clinic, that's really helping with a lot of health needs here in San Antonio's South Side.